One of the first traps that I learned when I was young is very interesting. It's a basic blunder, but I think each and every chess player must know it. So white begins the game with 1 e4 and black responds with e5. Now white jumps out with knight to f3. As we know, developing pieces and attacking the center is important. Black's best move is knight to c6. Even d6 is pretty good. Knight f6, the Petrov, is also good. But what happens when you go f6? There's a famous saying that when you put your pawn on f6, ask the knight on g8 how it feels, because that is the natural square for the knight. But now bishop c4 looks like a very good move because you put the bishop on this long diagonal. However, there is a much stronger move in this position, and I want you to pause this video and think, what is it that white should do here? So it's white to play, what is the best move here? And quite unbelievably, white takes the pawn on e5. Wow! Aren't you giving up your knight for just one pawn? But as we have learnt in chess, this diagonal to the king, if it is open, can be fatal because queen h5 check. And now if black plays g6 to block the check, this is always a big problem because now there is a check and also the rook is hanging. So you see, if queen e7, I can pick up the rook and I am exchange up. So queen h5, you cannot play g6, so you move your king, that's the only square. Now white swoops in with the queen and gives a check. The king has only one square to go to. And now the bishop moves to c4, giving a check to the king. If the black king now goes to king g6, there is a very nice move now, which is h4. The point is to give a check over here with the king, with the pawn, and if you play h6, queen f5 is a checkmate. If you here play h5, I give a check, king here, and d4, and you can see this bishop now attacks the king and it's a checkmate, because if you go g5, I take the pawn and win the queen. So there's one last defense which black may have, which is d5. Here after bishop takes d5, now king g6 means this square is controlled. But after the move h4, threatening h5 check, and after king moves away, I will open up. For example, check, king here, and I will open up the check on the king. So black goes, let's say h6, and now comes a very nice move, which is, you can pause the video now and try to figure out what to do. It's a beautiful move. It's called deflection in chess. Look, queen f5 would be a checkmate. However, the bishop would take the queen. Here, what white can do is pick up this pawn, deflecting the bishop from this square. Now, if the bishop takes, I give a check and it's a checkmate. And if you do not take the bishop, then I will pick up the rook, and that is winning. These some of the motifs show you how you can use just a queen and a bishop to launch an attack on the black king. But very importantly, this is something that you must never forget, that after e4, e5, knight f3, f6 is a horrible move because of knight takes e5 and queen coming to h5. I hope you like this trap. It's one of the very basic ones, but one that you will remember forever. This is Sagar Shah signing off. Bye bye.